Okay, so have you ever felt like completely overwhelmed, like drowning in all the things you have to do? I feel like I never have enough time.
Oh yeah, all the time.
So maybe this book, Make Time, by Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky, can help us out.
Maybe. It's definitely a good toolkit to have, I think.
You gave me your notes on the book, and wow, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
What really stood out to you as we were reading through this?
Well, first of all, the authors themselves are fascinating. They're ex-Google designers.
Oh, wow.
And they actually created the design sprint process. So they know a thing or two about productivity.
So they're not just like, philosophers. They've actually like built systems for getting things done.
Exactly.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And they have this concept of a focus funnel.
Okay.
That's one of their core ideas. And it's kind of like, imagine you have like this big funnel.
I like visuals.
Yeah. And you're pouring all your tasks and to-dos and ideas and distractions into this funnel.
All the gunk.
Yeah, all the gunk. And then what comes out the bottom is the really important stuff.
So it filters everything out.
Yeah.
I like that. How does this funnel work? Is it just another fancy to-do list?
It's not. It's actually a 3-step process. They call it highlight, commit, and reflect.
Yeah.
And the highlight step is all about figuring out what is the one most important task for the day.
Just one.
Just one. And it's not just the most urgent thing. It's the thing that if you got nothing else done today, would move you closer to your goals.
Okay, so if I'm working on like a big project, like launching a new website or something, like what would be the one thing that would be the highlight for today?
Yeah, like what's the one thing you can do to move that project forward today?
Okay.
So it really forces you to prioritize.
I like.
And then commit, that's where it gets interesting. It's not enough to just like write down what your highlight is. You actually have to commit to it by blocking out time on your calendar.
Oh, so it's not just a to-do list, it's like a schedule.
Yes, exactly. You have to make an appointment with your most important task. And you have to treat that time block as sacred. No distractions, no checking email.
Wow.
Just focus.
Okay.
And then reflect. That's the 3rd step. It's about analyzing how your system worked.
So at the end of the day, did you stick to your plan?
Oh, so like analyzing?
Yeah. Like why did you get distracted? Or why didn't you?
So it's like you become your own like scientist.
Exactly. You're experimenting.
Okay.
You're figuring out what works for you.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is distractions.
Yes.
I mean, our world is full of pings and notifications and everything.
It is?
How does Make Time tackle this beast?
Well, one thing they emphasize is energy management.
Okay.
So don't try to tackle your highlight when you're already exhausted.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like if you're a night owl, you're not going to be at your best at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So they actually suggest mapping out your energy levels throughout the day.
Okay.
And seeing when are you most alert and focused.
So instead of fighting it, we're working with it.
Exactly.
I like that. And then they have some more specific tactics. Like they talk about the student who is prepping for exams, and he literally created this distraction-free bubble for himself.
What?
He would go to the library, find a quiet room, put his phone on airplane mode, use website blockers so he wouldn't be tempted to go on social media.
Oh my goodness. That's hardcore.
It is hardcore, but
I can see that would be effective.
Yeah, you're creating a distraction-free environment.
Yeah.
You know, you can adapt this to your own situation.
Like close your door.
Yeah, close your door, turn off notifications.
Okay.
Find a quiet workspace.
So external distractions, we've got that covered.
Yeah.
But what about those internal distractions? Like the thoughts in our head.
Yes. The mind loves to wander.
It does.
So for that, they suggest keeping a notepad handy.
Okay.
And anytime a distracting thought pops up, just jot it down.
Okay.
So it's like you're giving your brain a designated parking lot for those worries so they don't derail your entire train of thought.
I like that. A worry parking lot. Okay, so we've got distractions tackled, but procrastination. That's a big one.
Everyone's nemesis.
It is.
So the book actually offers a really interesting perspective on procrastination.
Okay.
They say it's not about willpower.
No.
It's about understanding the root cause. So they give this example of someone who is procrastinating on a presentation because they were afraid of failing. So once they identified that fear, they were able to break the presentation down into smaller steps.
Okay.
And that helped them overcome the fear and get started.
So instead of beating yourself up for procrastinating, you're kind of figuring out why am I doing this?
Yeah. What's holding me back?
Okay, I like that I'm starting to see how these pieces all fit together.
Yeah.
So it's not about becoming some robot.
No.
It's about being more intentional with where we're putting our focus and energy.
Exactly. It's about making conscious choices.
Okay.
About where you direct your attention.
And it's not just about work either.
No.
It's about making time for things that actually matter to us. That's what I love about this book.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very holistic approach to time management.
It is.
It's not just about, like, I've got to check all these things off my to-do list.
It's about creating a life that feels fulfilling, not just busy.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the focus funnel and all those distractions.
Right.
But you mentioned that make time goes even deeper than that.
Oh, yeah.
What is this laser mode thing?
Laser mode, that's like where it gets really good, I think.
Oh.
It's about creating those perfect conditions to do your best work.
Okay, so it's like you're taking the commit step,
Yes.
but to the extreme.
To the extreme. Yeah. You're not just blocking out the time, you're designing your environment for focus.
Okay, so like what would I actually do?
Will you minimize all the external distractions?
Close my laptop.
Yeah, phone off, close the laptop, maybe even put on some noise canceling headphones.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anything to create that focus zone.
What about like my own mind?
Yeah.
Like the thoughts that get in the way?
Yeah, the book addresses that too. They have some good techniques, like they say mindfulness can help.
Okay.
Or even just having a notepad nearby.
Okay.
Like we talked about before. So you can jot down any distracting thoughts.
That worry parking
Yeah,
lot.
exactly. It's like giving your mind that space to put those thoughts.
Okay.
So they don't completely derail you.
Does the book talk about energy at all?
Oh yeah, definitely.
With laser mode?
Like you can't expect to be productive if you're exhausted.
That's true. I try to power through it sometimes and it never works.
They talk about taking breaks, getting enough sleep, and even what you eat.
Really?
All of that can affect your focus.
So it's not just about managing your time, it's managing your energy too.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's all connected.
And speaking of things that eat up our time, the book talks about something called infinity pools.
Infinity pools.
Yeah.
Those are dangerous.
What are those?
Think about those apps or websites that are designed to keep you scrolling forever.
Oh, yeah.
Like social media feeds, news sites, streaming services.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're designed to capture your attention and never let go.
Okay, so how do we escape these infinity pools?
Well, they have this strategy called busting the bundles.
Busting the bundles.
Yeah, it's about breaking the link between something you want to do
Okay.
and an infinity pool.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, so let's say you love listening to music,
Okay, I do.
but you always end up on Spotify
Yeah.
and get sucked into their algorithm.
Happens all the time.
So to bust the bundle, you could try listening to music on a different platform.
Okay.
One that doesn't have those endless recommendations.
Okay.
Or maybe you make a playlist beforehand.
Okay.
So you're not tempted to keep scrolling.
So it's all about setting those boundaries.
Exactly. You're in control of the experience.
You're not letting the algorithms control you.
Right. It's about being mindful.
I like that. Okay, so we've got laser mode. We've got busting the bundles.
Yes.
This is really making me think about time management differently.
I know, it's so interesting.
What else is there? So we've talked about laser mode and busting the bundles.
Right.
What other practical strategies does make time have?
Well, one thing we touched on earlier was designing your day for energy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a theme throughout the whole book.
You mentioned mapping out your energy levels.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like?
So they suggest taking some time to actually track your energy levels throughout the day.
Okay.
You know, when do you feel most alert and focused? When do you hit those slumps?
Like the afternoon slump.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you have that information, you can use it to schedule your day.
Okay.
So you're doing the most demanding tasks when you have the most energy.
Yep.
And saving those less intense activities for when you're feeling a little drained.
So it's all about working with your natural rhythms
Exactly.
instead of fighting them,
Yeah.
which I do a lot.
It's a simple idea, but it makes a huge difference.
What about breaks?
Breaks are crucial.
I'm so bad at taking breaks.
I know it's hard.
I just get so focused.
But they argue that taking breaks actually makes you more productive in the long run.
I can see that.
Like giving your brain a chance to recharge.
Yeah.
Come back to the task with fresh eyes.
And they suggest different types of breaks.
Right.
Okay.
Like quick breaks, just standing up, stretching.
Okay.
And then longer breaks, like going for a walk or having lunch away from your desk.
So there's no one right way to do it.
Exactly. Find what works for you.
And what actually energizes you.
Yes. Don't just default to social media if you're tired.
No, that was my go-to.
I know it's tempting, but do something that will actually boost your mood.
Okay.
Get those creative juices flowing.
We've talked a lot about productivity and focus,
Yeah.
but it seems like make time is also about finding more joy
Oh, absolutely.
in our lives.
It's about creating a life that's not just about checking things off a list,
Yeah.
but making time for the things that truly matter.
How do they suggest doing that?
Well, they talk about slowing down, savoring the moment.
Okay.
Noticing the little things that bring you joy.
Like what?
Like a cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Spending time with loved ones.
Okay.
Just appreciating the simple things.
It's easy to forget about those things.
It is. We get so caught up in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And they also encourage us to be more intentional about how we spend our leisure time.
Okay.
So instead of passively watching TV or scrolling through social media,
Yeah.
find activities that really engage you.
Things that bring you joy.
Exactly. And connecting with others is huge.
Yeah.
Spending time with loved ones, building relationships, contributing to our community.
It's all about connection.
It is. It's essential for a fulfilling life.
Sometimes we get so focused on our own productivity
Right.
that we forget about that.
But it's all about balance.
Yeah.
Make time reminds us that we can be both productive and fulfilled.
I love that. This book has really made me think about my relationship with time
Me too.
and how I prioritize my energy and attention.
It's been a great deep dive.
It has. If you enjoyed this discussion and want to explore more books like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Book Talks Wisdom,
We have new episodes every week.
decoding all the wisdom from the pages.
And let us know in the comments what books you'd like us to discuss next.
We're always looking for new wisdom to explore.
Always.
I want to leave you with one final thought. If you could design your ideal day,
Okay.
what would it look like? What would you prioritize? What would you make time for?
Yeah.
Take some time to really think about that this week,
Good idea.
and then start taking those small steps
Okay.
to make that vision a reality.
I like that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Make Time.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Until next time, may you find the time and energy to create the life you truly desire.
It's a great message.